Hello and welcome to episode 36, I counted them myself, of the Factor 50 Football Podcast with me, Michael Grantham. And unfortunately, listener, I have got sad news. It looks like the World Cup is no longer coming home. Call it off. It's done. We've drawn a game. It's over. That's right. Yeah, Ghana, much like this appalling weather, proved too hot to handle. What a topical intro that was. Too hot to handle for the England squad last night as the two teams played out a pretty uneventful 0-0 draw with not a lot to talk about. So let's do a podcast and talk about it. And with me as ever to do the podcast is my good friend Adam Farrell. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm boiling hot is what I am. Never mind the bloody temperatures in the US.
God.
The UK, we need some hydration breaks. We will be taking hydration breaks throughout this podcast. So if we stop talking a little bit, we just have a little sip of some water.
Pause.
First hydration break.
It is too hot. Yeah. It's too hot.
It might be too hot.
Might be.
Excellent.
If you get that reference, listener, we'd appreciate that.
Yeah, we would. I mean, there's been two little Easter egg references in there. So one in your intro and one just there. So if you get that, fair play to you. Fair play to you.
Oh, yeah. If you get both of those, please subscribe and follow us online because you're our kind of people.
Yeah, we're our people. Yeah, okay. So 0-0 draw. Let's get right into it, mate. There's no point beating around the bush. So let's go before the game.
Yeah.
We're full of optimism. How were you feeling going into watching this game?
Like it was a friendly almost. I was watching it like not well, but basically, you know, when you're like playing FIFA and when you're winning 3-0, you sat back here like this, and then when you're losing 1-0, you're like here.
The lean.
I'm kind of the same when I'm watching England, or yeah, you do the lean and you get onto the edge of your seat, and at no point did I feel myself doing the lean. I was kind of pretty laid back. Even obviously it was 0-0 the whole way through. When we had chances, I was like, oh, come on. But then most of the time I was weirdly calm. I think it's like we said last time, I knew a draw was fine. Obviously you want to win, but a draw is like, okay, no problem. We beat Panama, we still top the group. So I was calm. How did you feel?
I was almost exactly the same, but for slightly different reasons. I was probably the calmest I've ever been going into an England World Cup game. But I think I felt like that because of the Croatia game. And I was unsure about the squad and probably a bit unsure about Tuchel. But he delivered in Croatia. And I really liked how the players responded in that game. I think, oh my God, we've got a manager who's going to be able to get us through games. He's world class. He's going to be able to change things. So I was very calm, but also very confident. So I wasn't thinking we're going to draw. I knew it would be a difficult game and they were going to sit back, but I thought we would have the ability to break them down. So I was exact same as you. I'm always on the edge of my seat when I'm watching England, but this one I was sat back until the second half. Second half, I was like, okay, shit, this is not going as well as I would like. And then I was a bit more on the edge of my seat. But yeah, definitely the calmest I've been. And I think I did say in one of our groups, like, I'm so calm, which usually means we get beat. We obviously didn't get beat, so that was good. But yeah, it was an interesting game to watch. What did you think of the starting lineup? Would you have changed anything from that starting line? Because obviously you made a couple of changes from the Croatia game.
Yeah, I thought he would make 2 or 3 changes. I thought he would bring Gahey in, which he did, but I thought he'd bring him in for Konsa, not Stones. So he made that change. He basically changed the left side of the defence, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
And then he benched O'Reilly and brought on Jed Spence started, didn't he? Which I don't know whether I agreed with. Maybe it's a fitness thing and he's trying to keep players fresh. So, fine. Also, I think against Ghana, we should have enough quality to kind of beat them regardless of who we play. With all due respect to Ghana, I just think we've got a lot of really, really good players. I would have changed. So, yeah, I'd have gone Konsa out for Gahey instead of Stones. Probably would have kept with the right at left back. I would have started Rashford. I know you wouldn't. I would have started Rashford over Gordon because I think in the first game he was a bit ineffective. And in this game, he didn't really hold the width very well until Tuchel started really shouting at him and Spence in that second half. And suddenly it was like, okay, he's taking his man on, he's going wide because he kept coming inside and Spence was kind of overlapping. But I think that clogged the middle a little bit and they're already in a low block. We didn't have much space. So I would have started Rashford or Eze on the left over Gordon just because I don't think Gordon was that great. On the right, I would have stuck with Madueke purely because Saka is not yet 100% fit. and Madueke played well. So if Madueke was in bad form, you might feel like you need to rush Saka back, but he played well in the last game. I think he earned his start. I was fine with that one. So they're the only real changes I would have made. The midfield, I think, still picks itself. And yeah, the rest of the squad I was happy with. What about you? Would you have changed anything?
Yeah, sort of similar. I definitely would not have started Spence. For me, I don't understand how Spence starts a World Cup game for England. Like, I know he did well in Croatia game for, 10, 15-minute cameo, but that's what he should be for. Like, when we need an injection of pace, because that's what he offers, into tired legs of an opposition, that's where I think he could be effective. But O'Reilly should definitely be starting over Spence. He's a far better footballer. I agree with you with the Gay Konsa Stones situation. Funnily enough, though, the other podcasts that I've listened to after this don't reflect our opinion. I think people thought that Stones played better. Sorry, that Konsa played better than Stones in the original game. But I just think Stones
Really?
gives you, I think Stones gives you the ability to play out from the back a little bit more. And I know he's not played loads of football, so that might be part of the reason where he can't just play the whole tournament. So right, we give him a little rest.
Yeah.
But if you're going to rest him,
and he's
rest him in Panama when hopefully you get 2 wins and you're through top of the group. Do that.
Would we be through as top now if we'd won that game? No, we wouldn't be guaranteed top, but we'd be
pretty much.
We'd be through. Wouldn't we be mathematically through?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have gone I would have started. Maybe it's just a fitness thing, but I'd have started the best players and win that game and then do what you like against Panama. But
yeah, definitely. I mean, our wingers in this game were very ineffective, weren't they? They were, and I was worried about this going into the tournament, but they feel very much like one-trick ponies, like fast run-up players. Don't know if they've got the right quality to deliver at the end.
Yeah, I would exclude Saka from that because he can do a lot of different stuff very, very well. But yeah, Madueke, Gordon, Rashford, I think is a better finisher, better end product than the others, but a similar player who needs space and room to run into. Ezri gives you something different on the left if you play him off the left, and obviously he came on for 20 minutes or whatever it was yesterday. But yeah, by the end of that game, I felt like we had enough individual players of quality who could bang shots from the edge of the box or whatever to create something. And obviously we'll come on to it. We did get one very, very big chance. It just felt like it wasn't our day. It happens a lot. You see a lot in the Premier League where one team feels like they are outclassed by the other teams, so they just sit deep and they end up getting the point. And Ghana knew if they get a point, they're through. So that's massive for them. So I think we've got to credit them as well. They were very, very good, very organised. No space whatsoever for Bellingham or Kane. So I think they were probably valued for their point. And actually, I think we'll come on to this as well. They could have won it with what I feel like is the most overlooked moment of the World Cup. So everyone just sort of completely ignored it on the commentary and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the post-game bit either, so I don't know if they covered it. But I felt like no one mentioned Konsa just 2 feet off the ground, fouling their bloke who's about to pull the trigger. It's like, oh, just ignore that, lads.
Yeah. Nothing to see here. Let's talk about that now.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Let's talk about it now.
Yeah.
I think
there's not a lot to talk about.
Well, wasn't it Eze who got absolutely bullied off the ball?
He got absolutely smashed, didn't he?
Yeah, he got smashed. They're through on goal. Konsa, wild, just literally leaping 2-footed into the player and took the man, fell on top of the ball, basically, got a touch on the ball. And nothing was said at all. I don't understand it. I mean, I'm glad.
No, VAR must have been maybe VAR were having a hydration break at that point.
Yeah,
exactly. I was like, okay, the ref has missed it, which it felt like as soon as Konsa left the floor, I was like, oh dear. Yeah. But the ref missed it, and I was just waiting for the VAR check little logo to pop up. And the commentators didn't say anything. VAR didn't look at it. The ref hasn't seen it. I was like, am I going mad? So after the game, usually if I'm a bit more relaxed, and obviously this was late in the game, I'll scroll and see what's the general public opinion about that incident. I waited till after the game, and everyone was saying how is that not a penalty? What he's done is such a rubbish tackle. He's gone in with his right leg, realised he's not getting there, so kind of left leg's also come up, and he's just kind of rolled over missed the ball completely, brought the player down, and everyone's completely ignored it. So we got away with that. There was also the Pickford thing, wasn't there?
I was about to bring up the Pickford thing, yeah, where he just ran into no man's land and nearly took out their player, and would have mean he would have been sent off.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
Yeah, really, really bad. I
How
think
long do red cards carry on for in the World Cup?
I don't know actually. That's a good question. Maybe we'll look that up in a second. I do feel like
Luckily, we don't need to worry about it. So.
Yeah, defense-wise, we've got a mistake in us, which is a worry. I think go back to Ghana. They played very, very well, like super strong in the tackle. Yeah, really compact, no space at all. Fairly good last-ditch defending, but we didn't really probe enough for them to do any last-ditch defending. I think we got our first shot on target maybe in the second half, potentially.
Yeah, the first half was apparently the first half of the tournament where no shots on target. I think the coverage said at halftime, which is lovely. But it was a bit of a reality check after the Croatia game, wasn't it? Because that second half is exactly how you want to see us play, and then this is more what we were all expecting before the first game, I think. But you have to say, like, Croatia were easily ran through. They left loads of space. They were very disorganized. Ghana were completely opposite. They had, like, all the way through that game, there were like no more than 10 yards between their defenders and their midfield. And they, I thought they were physically, like, they won a lot of the sort of 50-50 as well, didn't they? They, like we said with Eze, they just fucking boshed off the ball quite often. So, yeah, they were good value for the point. And like I said, for us, a point is not a terrible result. If we beat Panama, we go through top, and we, as it stands, I think we get a very good draw, don't we?
Well, yeah, we were looking at the potential routes to for England. So if we win Group L, we'll play a third place qualifier in the round of 32. If we beat that team, maybe Mexico, which I think is a tricky one. Like I said before, it's in Mexico, in their stadium for the round of 16.
Yeah.
And then you get the big boys. So Brazil or Germany, Argentina, final. If we finish second, we've got a potential horrific run for the World Cup. So the round of 32,
what's that then?
We could get Portugal or Colombia. Which obviously last time played Colombia, beat them on penalties in the
penalties. Eric Dyer.
And then last 16 you get Spain, and then after that potentially it says Belgium, but Belgium will be out by then. Belgium have not been impressive, so it'll probably be somebody else there, and then France for the semis. So I think you don't want Portugal and Spain as in your round 32s and last 16s. That's not ideal.
Yeah, so that's a bad quarter to be in. Portugal, Spain, and France.
Yeah, you do want to be. We need to win the group. Essentially, is what we need to do for sure.
Yeah, which I still think we'll do.
Yeah, I hope so. So Kane's missed then. Oh, he just doesn't miss those. I don't know. Oh,
he does.
He can. It was frustrating because Kane was not in the game at all. Like he wasn't coming short as much as in Croatia game. He wasn't spreading the ball. He was barely in the game, and he get this one chance, which is, you think that's why he's in the team, because he always nails it. A great header from O'Reilly, by the way, as well, like hitting the bar and the post. I was like, it's got to be in. Comes back to Kane, blazing over the bar. What did you think when you saw it?
I thought that is exactly who I want that ball to fall to on a rebound.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel like for Bayern Munich, he doesn't miss those. I don't know. He was obviously leaning back and blazed it over. But he's got that ball striking ability, hasn't he? To just, even off balance, he can hit really well. And it wasn't a difficult finish either, really. It was, 6 or 7 yards out? Yeah, that was the big chance. I think our XG went from like 0.6 to like 1.3 after that or something. So that is a gigantic. I know how much you love your stats. Basically, that is a gigantic chance. That's almost the equivalent of like a penalty. That he's missed.
I can tell you that's a gigantic chance with my eyes. I don't need XG.
Yeah. Yes, but the numbers tell you too. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but I would rather he misses that one than like one in the knockout round, because that one is probably inconsequential. In a knockout game, I want him to finish that every time. I've got a question as well, actually, about just the attack. Would you have liked to see an Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney for the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, I think you needed a Watkins just to do some runs beyond Kane a little bit more, because the wide players just couldn't break through. So if you can't get it from the wide players, you need to get somebody up front. So I can see what he's trying to do, bringing Eze on, because like you said, he's got that ability to hit a ball outside the box and score a goal. There was just no space in behind. So maybe you could have brought Ollie Watkins on and there was just no space for him to run into. So maybe it wouldn't have worked, but it feels like that would have been a good idea. I've heard some people saying, I think the reaction's been too strong from many England fans. And they've been calling for.
No.
Yeah, I've heard it on TalkSport. They were going in on Tuchel, and they were calling for like players like Cole Palmer should have been like called up to the squad for this exact game, or Phil Foden or something. But in the grand scheme of things, we're not going to come up against too many teams once we get into the knockout stages that are going to play exactly like Ghana. Like Ghana did not want to venture forward at all. I know they had a few chances on the break, but they didn't really want to do that. So I think this is a bit of a Ghana and Panama where we'll face these types of teams. But really, winning the tournament isn't going to be about breaking these teams down. Winning the tournament is going to be beating France, Argentina, Spain, Germany. That's how you're going to win the tournament.
Yeah.
So I'm less worried.
And not gifting those big teams a goal as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Like not fucking up at the back against those big teams. Yeah, I completely agree. I think as well with obviously this game, with us being considerably better than Ghana, again, all due respect, sorry our Ghanaian listeners, the game is going to go that way anyway, but the circumstance of the group stage where Ghana won their first game, we won our first game, is exactly how Ghana would want it, because they know all we need to do is be 90 minutes, defensively organised, sit deep, defend well, men behind the ball. Maybe they've got pace on the counter, and Semenyo was a threat, and Jordan Ayew, I thought, actually was quite a nuisance for the centre-backs. The state of the tournament at the moment lends itself perfectly to this. I think maybe Panama, because they're going to know, they lost 1-0, didn't they, last night to Croatia?
Yeah.
So they have to win to be in with a chance of getting through as a third-place team. Maybe because of that, I think ordinarily they would sit and defend as well. But if they have to win against us, they will come out a bit more, because it's win or go out for them, which is a big ask. But maybe that means they'll come out and attack a bit more. So maybe that game will be a bit more open and free-flowing. I just think the circumstance of where this fixture fell, the second game, and how the first round of fixtures went, meant that it played into Ghana's strengths, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And look, there's definitely still things that need to be sorted out. I am still slightly worried that we probably don't know our best team just yet. But, in Tuchel, we trust that he can figure it out. What did you think about him taking Bellingham off?
Yeah, I see why, like fresh legs, Morgan Rogers, he can, it's a bit like Eze, he can score from 25 yards and bang one in the top corner if you've got no room, no space. But I thought Bellingham was actually quite good in the second half. And didn't he won man of the match as well, didn't he, Bellingham? I think he was playing all right. I'm not sure I would, if I was a Ghanaian defender, like their right back, I can't remember his name, he was very, very good. If I was him, I'd be a bit miffed about that. But players like Bellingham, a bit like Kane, Saka, if he's starting, I would just leave him on, especially if you need a goal. Like, just leave. If you're 3-0 up, fine, but just leave him on, because he can, like at the start of the second half against Croatia, like he's done a lot for Real Madrid, he could just score from not a lot, really. He can make something happen. I would like to have kept him on, but then again, Morgan Rogers is class as well, so I see why he's trying to get these sort of long-range shot monsters on the pitch as well. I just think Bellingham's class.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him stay on as well, for sure. Now, I messaged you about this one, and maybe people won't agree with me on this, but I think a player that's been quite disappointing so far, probably in both games, has been Reece James at right back. Now, I think Reece James is a very good player, but I think his decision-making so far has been poor. What you have Reece James in the team for is his quality of delivery. Like, his delivery for Chelsea is incredible. And so far, I've not seen it in either game. I don't think he's pacey enough to give us that real overlapping width on that right-hand side. And I don't think it worked yesterday. But then a lot of people didn't do well yesterday. But I've been slightly disappointed in Reece James in the first two games. Now, the problem is we have no other choice to play him. There isn't really a replacement for Konsa.
I was just going to say, who would you put instead at right back?
But there isn't anybody else.
Lewis Hall.
Which is a problem with the squad, isn't it, really?
Yeah, but he's obviously picked it that way for a reason. And I think it is a bit risky, a bit like there's an area of weakness there because Reece James, not only is he a certain style of fullback or footballer, he has an injury record which is not positive. That's a polite way of putting it. His hamstrings are made of glass. So it's putting a lot of faith in. I think he's an excellent footballer, and he would be my starting right back. But it is putting a lot of faith in his ability to do 90 minutes. And like you say, when you need that slightly more pacier offensive threat from fullback in games you're going to dominate, he's not so much that player. So I don't know what the backup option is or the alternative option is, but I don't think we really have one. So I think we're going to have to get by, aren't we?
Well, yeah, hopefully he just finds a bit of form for the tournament. I agree. I think he should be our starting right back. I don't, for all the right backs in England, I would have chosen Reece James as my starting right back. I just don't think he's hitting the ground running yet. And hopefully those deliveries can start being whipped in.
Yeah.
Finally, on the game, before we look to the next game, was obviously there was a bit of drama at half time with Bellingham going over to the Ghanaian bench and having a go at Carlos Queiroz and Queiroz. How did you see that? I didn't notice it.
Carlos Queiroz.
Not intentional, guys.
I did see. I saw like they were arguing or something, but I don't know what it was about.
I don't really know. I think there was a clash just before half time, and Bellingham basically went up to the bench as they were coming off and basically said something to him.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the actual video, but people are saying that he potentially covered his mouth, which meant Bellingham should have been sent off for that as well. Ooh, can't do that.
I mean, if he did do that, that's really dumb because we saw with Almiron what happens. I do think it's harsh, or it's an extreme punishment, but whatever that rule is, everyone knows, and it's a very simple: do it or don't do it. Like, just don't cover your mouth. I also do agree if you're saying something to an opposition player that cannot be seen on camera, you probably shouldn't say it. So make it a straight red card and people will just stop doing it. So if he has done that, that is stupid, but I haven't seen that. I think was there a heavy challenge or something towards the end of the half and like Queiroz was angry about it or, unhappy with Bellingham's tackle? I don't know.
I think so. I don't really know. It looks a bit of handbags, wasn't it? Really, like it was.
Yeah. On the topic of red cards, and I wanted to ask about your opinion on the referee's decision before we move on to the upcoming game. The referee in general I felt a bit weird, like a bit erratic, and he blew his whistle very often, and I felt that stopped like the flow of the game. Did you think he was good, or what do you think of his performance?
No,
I don't want to bang on about the referees, but
his decisions seemed a bit random, weren't they? Like sometimes it would go in your favour and you don't really understand why, and sometimes it would go against you and you couldn't really understand why. It's like it was almost guessing. It's like, yeah, I'll give it that way. And what I
think a couple of times that went for us.
Yeah, no, I agree.
A couple of times that went in our favour. Like the Pickford one, that was pretty generous. I couldn't really see a foul there. Obviously the Konsa penalty. He gave us both of those fouls, but then there were other ones which were like pretty heavy tackles he didn't give, or like not really anything in it, and he did give them. The other thing with him, I thought when he waved play on, it looked like he was giving a decision. I don't know if you noticed that. Like he gesticulated really deliberately, and it looked like he was pointing for a free kick or whatever.
He was very aggressive.
And so I sort of assume, I was like, has he given that, or is this big gesture like is he just waving play on? And I think he was just waving play on, but I felt like it was when there's a foul, or maybe not a foul, roll a dice and let's see what he says.
Yeah. His whistle was in his mouth a lot, which made you think he was going to give a decision, but sometimes he didn't give it. Which was odd.
It was weird.
I don't like when referees I understand why they do it, but when referees are very aggressive with their decision making and no, I've given it that way, go away, or like every action is so angry. It's is it? Yeah. Was it with the Almiron sending off as well, where the referee is obviously announcing it to the stadium? After review, we have found out. It is a red card.
I really enjoyed that. I thought that was hilarious. Like when he announced it, he was just so angry about it. After the review, and he like rolls his R's.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I agree. Like, why are you being so angry about it?
Yeah, calm down, mate. Chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That was a highlight for me. I enjoyed that.
Okay. Panama game. So I'm assuming, Croatia only beat them 1-0. I obviously didn't watch the game because it's on stupid at the clock at night. But I'm assuming Panama set up in a very similar way to how Ghana did. So low block, Croatia struggling to break them down, and eventually got the job done. But you seem to think, they're going to come out and maybe try and be a bit more expansive than what Ghana was.
Well, I hope so. I don't know how they played. Funnily enough, I don't watch much of Panama's international football, but I do think if they're bottom on 0 points, they've got to win that game. I don't think 1 point is going to get you through that weird third place playoff table thing that's going on. So I think it is at the moment, but by the end of the final round of fixtures, surely 1 point is not going to be enough. So that means if you're Panama, you've got to go for it. They're also, the other thing I noticed, I think their world ranking is better than Ghana. I think like Ghana are 60 something. And Panama are actually ranked higher than them. So they're not a rubbish team. So if you're them, you've got to back yourself. And obviously it's a big task, but you've got to go for it in the last game. So I think it could be a bit more entertaining in the Ghana game, hopefully, and a bit more space for us to run into, which is our wingers' strengths. I'd like to see Rashford start. I'd like to see Saka start just because that would mean he's fit enough to start. So that, I think that would give us more threat going forwards. I wouldn't mind seeing like 3 early goals and then Declan Rice come off the pitch.
Yeah.
Reece James come off the pitch. Any sort of players who are in that kind of red zone, get them off the pitch. But yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. My prediction would be a solid England win because I think Panama are going to be going for it a little more, and we should have the quality on in the space they're going to give us.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? How do you think it's going to go down?
Yeah, I think it'll be similar. I think it'll be backs against the wall. I agree with Declan. Like, he was limping a bit after the game. We know he's in some distress anyway with his back injury. Like, I just think if he does get ruled out, we're absolutely fucked. Like, he needs to be wrapped in cotton wool. So
Yeah.
this is the difficulty. If we'd gone out there and won against Ghana, Declan Rice gets rested in this game. He doesn't play, which I think would have been so good for us.
Yeah, very true.
And now he's going to start. Like, he has to start. And hopefully we start really well and get the job done.
Here's a question. Do you think we need Anderson and Rice against Panama? Could we rest one of them?
I think we could rest one of them, but I don't think he will. I think he's like, they're my 2 midfield players, and they probably want a bit of game time, like keep that continuity of that game time together. And then
that's probably a good point.
If we do start chasing, then fine, take them off. But I wouldn't be against it. Like, in game, if we go right, it's 0-0 again at half time. Right, one of you off. Let's go to 2 up front or something. So I think we start with them both, but we change it in the game if we need to.
Yeah.
My worry is I don't know what he's going to do in this game. I don't know who's going to start. I'd imagine Nico O'Reilly comes back into left back. I imagine the defense, other than that, stays the same. Declan Rice and Anderson in midfield. Right-hand side, I really hope Saka can start. Like, if he doesn't start this game, I'm worried about his fitness. Like, he hasn't started all 3 of the games.
You're worried? I'm an Arsenal fan.
We don't give a shit about Arsenal at the moment.
Every time, every limp Declan Rice makes, I'm like, oh no, don't do it, Declan. Just go and sit down. Go and have a rest.
But he's surely got to start. In which case, I think Gordon's had his chance now. Like, Tuchel was so furious with him. I don't think Gordon will start the next game. But I think what he will do is put
He
Noni.
was really mad,
Yeah. I think they put Noni on the left rather than Rashford.
He does also really like Noni, right?
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Noni, but he really rates him, clearly. He does something he likes. I think it's just his like one-on-one take-on ability is next level. It's what he does once he's done the take-on bit. That's maybe the question mark.
Yeah, that's quite important as well.
He's got did you hear he's got a one-on-one coach, like a guy who coaches him about how to beat a player. And I think I read that when he joined Arsenal at the start of last season, and I was like, can't you hire a coach for the next bit? Like the how to shoot, how to cross, because you're really, really good at this thing. The coaching has worked. Like, job done, lads. Well done. Give him a bonus. Off you go. Hire a crossing coach or whatever.
That's savage.
Because he's really good at that bit. Worry about that bit. No, he's a good player. I like Noni Madueke. It's frustrating. I get serious Nicolas Pepe vibes from him of like unbelievable in his moment. Yeah. But then his end product is like, you've just fluffed your lines. I just think he needs like that. He's getting a coat for the wrong bit. You're really good at that bit. You don't need that.
I've actually listened to a
I
podcast with
would be
my
interesting
coach
to
on.
really.
Yeah. So he was on it as like a bit of a special guest, and he was talking about Madueke and the stuff he'd been doing with him. And he's like, obviously, he was saying it's I think he's going to get to the very top. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, he is if it's just like taking a player on one-on-one. He's brilliant at it.
Just the rest.
Yeah, I would like to see him. I did think actually when he played on the left, when Saka came on, before Madueke came off, the crosses he put in from the left were better because he's left-footed, right? Yeah, so maybe playing him off the left would be a better idea. Try it out against Panama, see what it looks like.
Yeah, I think so. So I think he'll go with. I'm gonna predict the lineup now. This is what it's going to be. So obviously,
let's hear it. Go on.
O'Reilly left back. It's going to be Gay, Konsa, Reece James. Anderson, Rice, Madueke on the left, Saka on the right, Bellingham number 10, Kane obviously starting. That's my predicted line that Tuchel will go for.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right. I think the left wing maybe is up for debate, whether he'll go for Rashford or Madueke or an Ezri. Or will he stick with Gordon? I don't know. I'd be a bit disappointed if he sticks with Gordon because I feel like Tuchel is that kind of boss who'll be like, that's not worked, scrap it, let's do something else, like a bit ruthless. So I'd like to see something different there. The Saka one is purely about fitness, isn't it? If he's fit, he'll start. And then the midfield, if we'd beaten Ghana, I think a different midfield. But as we didn't, I think he will go for that three in midfield. And the back four, I'd go Nico O'Reilly as well. I'd have Stones and Gahey, but I think he'll probably pick Konsa and Gahey. Again, he seems to really like Konsa. Pickford in goal, obviously, and James at right back. So let's see. That team should be good enough to like smash Panama, right?
Whoever. Last time we played Panama in a major tournament, 6-1. We won 6-1.
Exactly. Just do that again. Didn't Harry Kane score like 3 penalties?
Yeah, I think he did actually. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's England. Typical England, building up our hopes, can bring this crashing down. The rest of the World Cup, mate. What have you made of it so far? What have been your highlights? Give us your thoughts.
My non-footballing highlights. I think that really angry referee sending Amron off I really enjoyed that. Footballing highlights, I think like Messi's hat-trick was immense. Obviously, a World Cup hat-trick in any guise is incredible. But the quality of the goals he scored was just ridiculous. And so he's been really good. I think France's second half against Senegal were really good. Kind of like worryingly. First half, it was like, oh, okay, maybe they're not. And then you watch second half, you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, they are really good. Elise, I think, is just... I'd love him to play for Arsenal. I just think he's an unbelievable player. Who else? I can't even think of the other games that I've seen. Let me just scroll down these groups. One of my favourite stories actually is Cape Verde. Yeah, how good is that?
I know their goalkeeper as well.
And right. You heard about their. I don't know if he's captain. They've got a centre back I think he lives in Ireland. He was the bloke who got email or contacted on LinkedIn. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
So he lives in Ireland. I think his mom or dad is Irish and his other parent is from Cape Verde. And he got messaged on LinkedIn like a year ago in Portuguese asking him to play for Cape Verde, and he doesn't speak Portuguese, so he just ignored it. And then like 8 months later, so a couple of months ago, they sent the same message again, but they translated it into English. Like he probably should have just copy and pasted it and used Google Translate, right? But then he got it again in English, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And obviously replied and was like, "I'd love to play for you." And now he's playing at a World Cup.
Wow, that's a great story.
He plays in like the Irish Premier League or something, I think.
That's so good.
And they obviously they got their 0-0 against Spain.
Yeah.
But then you're thinking, oh, they've just dug in and defended and it's a 0-0. Then they go against Uruguay and they take the lead. Uruguay come back and score twice, and then they come back again. I just think it's an unbelievable story. And now they've got, I think it's Saudi Arabia is the other team in their group. A point against them, which is they could really go through, which would be incredible. I really hope they do. Although the one thing I am worried about is, as it stands, we would play Cape Verde if.
Really?
So I love the underdog story, but then obviously that will end at the round of 32 if they're playing England. You can get out of the tournament now, thank you.
No low blocks. We can't deal with low blocks.
That would probably be a monster low block, wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
can you imagine if we went to like penalties against Cape Verde?
Oh,
Oh, I'd be very, very
it could
nervous.
be like another Slovakia incident, couldn't it? If we went out to Cape Verde.
Yeah, I don't want to entertain that.
Ugh,
I'm quite
yeah.
happy them to go really far, just not against England, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're probably my highlights of the tournament. I think it's cool as well. There's lots of all the big names have kind of banged in shitloads of goals, haven't they? Haaland, Mbappe, Messi. They're scoring loads of goals, which is quite fun. So I think it's been pretty good so far, the tournament, actually, despite all the negative stuff around it. What have been your give me a footballing one and then like a non-footballing one?
Well, I was probably going to be like a mixture of good and bad, like a bit of a moan as well. But I think you're right. I think football's genuinely pretty good, like lots of goals. I love the fact that the big boys have turned up and smashing in goals as well. I love the stories like Cape Verde and that type of thing. But I've still got some gripes, which are going to be the same with everybody. Like the hydration breaks massively piss me off. Infantino's come out and said, we're not making any money off them. Bollocks. I also
horseshit.
Really don't like the timings that the games are on. Like it's Scotland versus Brazil tonight, which, shout out to Ian McEwen, who would be watching that game, I'm sure, listener of the pod.
Yeah.
Like it's on at 11.
England hater, Scotland lover.
Traitor, some might say. I would love to watch that game, but it's a school night. It's 11 p.m. It's not going to finish until 1 a.m. in the morning. It's really tricky
too late, isn't it?
to watch the games. Like, I stayed up to watch Scotland actually in their last game, and they conceded after 70 seconds. I was like, for fuck's sake, wasting my time.
I did exactly the same.
Yeah,
I went to bed at half time.
Yeah. I went to bed
about that'll do it.
minutes.
That's fine.
Yeah. Which I'm glad I did as well, because obviously the game finished. So yeah, I just can't consume as much football as I'd want to, or feel like Qatar was great because I could just feel like I was involved in it all, and I could be part of the madness. What I'm feeling like this tournament is I'm having to do that via shitty podcast outlets or me like
what you're talking about.
Old videos or. So it's difficult to follow, I think, and feel caught up in the emotion of it unless England are playing. So, unless England go deep into the tournament, it won't go down as one of my favourite tournaments ever.
It's frustrating because there's 4 games. Sometimes there's 5 in a day, but obviously some of them are for us. Some of them are in the evening of one game and in the early hours of the morning of the next day. But the timing of them is like it's dinner time and kids' bedtime for the first game, and then it's like I don't know about you, we eat late because we put the boys' bed and stuff first.
Absolutely.
The second one is like the 9 o'clock-ish kickoff is when we're eating or sitting down and watching TV, and obviously I'm not going to force Bev to watch Uzbekistan against whoever. Like the second one doesn't really work either. The third one is then you're talking about midnight onwards. That's too late, and then there's 2 in the middle of the night which you're not watching if you've got work or kids or whatever. So it's hard to I'm following through highlights and getting score updates on my phone, which I feel like I'm missing out for a World Cup. But you can't really do much about it when the games are at like 2 a.m. The other thing that does annoy me is because they're across time zones in America, it's like the early one, it's usually about 6, but sometimes it's 5 and sometimes it's 7. And then the second one is sometimes 9 and sometimes 10. I can't keep track. Yeah. Sometimes there's a game on, I didn't realise it started. So yeah, that's a bit frustrating. But I think when it gets to the knockout stages, the middle of the night fixtures drop, and it's just like the 6 or 7 p.m. and the 9 or 10 p.m. ones. I might be wrong.
No,
I think some of those unsociable hours disappear.
I think actually one of our games could be, depending on whether we finish top or second, could be at 1 a.m. And morning.
Oh, fuck.
So what you just said is absolute horseshit, mate.
Thank you for calling me out. I appreciate it. Let's clip that up and put it on social media. But I mean, if England are on at 1 o'clock, we're going to watch it, aren't we? And then we're going to complain all the next day of being tired.
Exactly. We're trying to be family men over here, appease our wives and families, and not make them watch all the football. But then we're too tired to watch the football.
And it's all about us.
Exactly. Yeah, frustrating. No, I think you're right. In terms of my favourites, I think it's still the same, isn't it? I think France still look pretty damn good. Argentina look good as long as Messi keeps scoring. So yeah, it's probably we won't know too much until we get to the knockout.
Have you got an updated dark horse team now? You've had a look at everyone. Everyone's played a couple of games. Would you pick a dark horse out of them?
Well, I still think Norway. I think Haaland just looks on it. Again.
Yeah, good shout.
I think Japan look really good as well. They look, but they're in a tough group. Other than that, have I seen any dark horses other than that I think could go deep into the tournament? No one springs to mind. What about you?
I'll throw a USA in there. 2 games, 2 wins.
Yeah, do you know what? They have done well, haven't
Pochettino, Pochettino, I think, has got them playing like they look like an organised club team because they haven't had to qualify. So they've had loads of friendlies, and they just like the relationships on the pitch and stuff just look natural. And then you add that into, obviously, they've started very well. They're scoring lots of goals. They're at home, obviously. I think they've got a shot at, obviously, draw dependent, but they're going to win their group, I think, are they? They won their first 2 games.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, so they're going to win their group, which means they should get a decent draw in the knockouts. So I reckon they're on for a run to like quarterfinals, maybe a semi-final. And I do think a World Cup is better if the host nation stays in a little bit longer.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
For all our American listeners, you're my pick as the. I'm just trying to get more Americans to tune in.
USA.
What they called? Aren't they the or something? It's like the USA men's national team. They're abbreviated like USAMNT, whatever it is, like Usmanute.
Well, whatever it is, you just absolutely butchered it. But
yeah, I think I've just insulted a lot of American people.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Okay, so we next play on Saturday. I'm actually at my auntie's birthday party on Saturday, but she's having it. She's having it at the pub, so the game's going to be on. Well, my first game actually watching it in a group setting, which I'm quite excited about.
That's cool.
That should be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. But I guess it means we can't go live after that either. So there might be a bit of time until you get our instant reaction, whether England have topped the group, finished second, whatever that might be. But we promise we will bring you our reaction because I'm sure you're all waiting on tender hooks.
Yeah. Should we start the weekly segment where we plan what we're going to do next week now?
Yeah, okay. Well, I think
we'll probably do it on Wednesday, won't we?
Yeah, we'll do it on Wednesday. We want some listener engagement as well. So tell us your thoughts on the World Cup. Tell us if you think we're talking absolute shit. Who do you think should be in England's starting lineup for Panama? Come to us with your comments and like and subscribe and all the usual stuff.
Yeah, get involved. We want to hear it. We want to hear some more. I get quite a lot of messages, but I'd like to hear from like complete randomers. Although I have heard a few. Like we had some messages on. I can't remember what their names are, but we get messages on social media and stuff, and they're not all horrible. So that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, somebody did call me a nonce the other day, so that was interesting.
I should have mentioned that at the start. That was brilliant. We've had all sorts. I feel like that one reel has gone to the part of the internet now because it has been ridiculously popular. It's gone to the part of the internet now which is just full of like dark stuff, and it's just people being like, "Fuck you, you prick, you nonce." Thanks for the feedback. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Keep listening. Oh.
Yeah, we appreciate your support.
Yeah,
give us a subscribe.
Good job we're not fragile teenagers anymore. I'd be crying in my bedroom.
Yeah, God, I still am.
Well, I never cry, as you know. It's not my nature.
Yeah. Unless it's about a lady.
Yeah. And I'm in tears all the time. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching. Please like, subscribe. We'll be back next week where hopefully England have qualified we have basically qualified, but hopefully we finish top of our group and we're into the knockout stages of the World Cup. Come on, England.
See you next week.